I'm not going to bore you all with a grandiose intro, so let's just get straight into this Infinity War official trailer breakdown, as well as any kind of Easter eggs and other things you may have missed.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal.
So right off the bat, we have the scene where we see Rhodey in his War Machine outfit, we got Banner, we got Black Widow with her blonde hair, and judging by the previous trailer, we can tell that they're more likely in Wakanda.
To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones.
And then of course we have this scene again of Thanos placing the Space Stone into the Infinity Gauntlet.
He can do it with the snap of his fingers.
So what's really cool about the monologue that Gamora is giving you at the beginning of this trailer is it really gives you a sense of just how powerful Thanos is, and is also a callback to the comics in the way that she describes how he can erase the universe in a snap of a finger.
Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
And of course we see Peter Parker putting on his Spider-Man mask on the side of the bus. How nobody's able to actually see him do that is beyond me.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us.
We get to see his new outfit kind of put into use. And that little ring we've seen in previous trailers is more likely a portal from a different dimension for Thanos to kind of enter Earth. But you can see kind of how Iron Man's outfit kind of morphs to become a bigger rocket for him to kind of propel himself forward.
We have what Thanos wants.
Then we have Tony Stark talking about strategy, saying that they have the upper hand because they actually have some of the Infinity Stones already. So we get this shot of Doctor Strange, and within the eye of Agamotto, we actually have the Time Stone.
So that's what we use.
And then, of course, right in Vision's cranium, we have the Mind Stone. So you already know things are probably not going to pan out very well for him. So yeah, this scene kind of confirms what I mentioned before. We see Rhodey again with Banner, Black Widow, and this time a punished Captain America with his scraggly beard. And they're in Wakanda shaking hands with T'Challa, Black Panther. Okay, so this is one of the things you may have missed. You have Shuri kind of showing off a hologram of what looks like Vision's head, and you can kind of see the Mind Stone there. Discussing it with Mike and John, we think more than likely she's going to be the one that's going to be repairing Vision, after the Mind Stone is kind of forcefully extracted from his skull.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
And of course you have the Guardians of the Galaxies meeting the rest of the Avengers. And in classic fashion, you have Peter Quill questioning somebody else's logic and trying to inject his own plan, which is more likely only 12% of a plan and not even a full one. And then just the look on everybody's face, from Drax to Peter Parker and then going to Iron Man, is just classic. If you look closely, you'll notice that Bucky has a metal arm again. This time, more than likely, it's going to be made out of vibranium. Then we get to see the new Hulkbuster. Then you have Falcon and War Machine kind of flying in the background. But one important thing I want to mention, a lot of people seem to think that that's Tony Stark in that Hulkbuster armor. But in fact, it is more than likely Banner who's the one that's going to be piloting it. As again, we know this battle is taking place in Wakanda, and Tony Stark is with everybody else still in New York.
The end is near.
So what's interesting about this scene is we see Thor kind of exerting his power, but the question is this another case of Marvel editing, where they've actually cut out his new weapon, which is going to be Stormbreaker, or is this really just him kind of showing off?
When I'm done.
So hopefully this addresses the issue that some people had with the first trailer and Thanos' look. As you can see here, he's donning this full armor. It looks badass, and you can tell that he's already kind of laid waste to whatever location he's currently at.
Half of humanity will still exist.
We have a young Gamora taking Thanos' hand as they leave a planet that he just laid to waste. This is more likely going to be a flashback tying into the narration we heard from Gamora earlier as she was describing Thanos. It's interesting to hear Thanos refer to only half of humanity being left to exist, considering he's always the mad titan of death and kind of just wants to just wreck everything, especially if you follow the more recent comics. So it gives us a little bit of a greater idea of his current motivations as far as the movie's concerned. Why he's still trying to wipe out half of humanity, we still don't know just yet. But a theory I have is it may have something to do with the Celestials, but we'll see. Now, this is where things get wild. We just see Thor as his head is getting crushed with just one hand by the Mad Titan Thanos. And immediately following that, we have this nice shot right here of the Cull Obsidian, also known as the Black Order in the comics. You have Black Dwarf, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, and you even have Loki there, but it seems like in this particular scene, he's more of a prisoner. Judging by the looks of it, I'm thinking this is going to take place more towards the beginning of the movie. This is where Loki actually gives over the Tesseract to Thanos. And here's where we actually see him holding that Tesseract, and he kind of just crushes it with one hand so he can actually get to the Space Stone that we later see him put into the Infinity Gauntlet. You have Black Panther, Captain America, and pretty much all of the forces of Wakanda ready to take on the Outsiders as they break through the barrier.
Perfectly balanced.
And this is really cool because you see Doctor Strange helping out Star-Lord by creating little platforms for him to hop on, dodging blasts, and returning fire on his own.
That's the whole thing.
Followed up with a scene of Scarlet Witch, and she looks absolutely devastated. And this is more likely the scene I described before, to where Proxima Midnight is going to be the one who's more than likely going to pry the Mind Stone out of Vision, seemingly killing him.
Should be.
Oh man, then we finally get a closer look at Ebony Maw, and he's even more of a creepy bastard in this trailer than he is in the comics, which I didn't think was possible. And we see him kind of torturing Doctor Strange. Then we have a sight that nobody was expecting, with the Outsiders, the forces of Thanos, kind of swarming the Hulkbuster and knocking it over. And for those wondering why Banner just doesn't go Hulk, in Thor Ragnarok, he was stuck in that state for so long, he's afraid that if he ever switched back into the Hulk, he would unfortunately stay that way. But more likely what's going to happen here is where he's no longer going to be able to control himself as he's getting swarmed, and it seems like all is lost, and that's when we're going to see him make that transformation once again.
I hope they remember you.
And again, just chilling lines delivered from Thanos. The whole, I hope they remember you. And then you just see Tony Stark, more than half of his armor's messed up. He looks like he's just not going to be making it through the end of this movie. Oh man, and what probably has to be one of my favorite parts of this trailer is just seeing Thanos kind of reaching out for Captain America. He catches the Infinity Gauntlet. If you look, you can see already the Power Stone as well as the Space Stone already inserted into it. But he's holding his own. Even Thanos is kind of looking at him like, what the hell? He wasn't expecting this out of a simple human. And you kind of just see the struggle between the two of them, and you know ultimately Thanos is going to come out on top, but you're really just rooting for Captain America as you're seeing him just holding his own.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
And then, of course, Peter Parker wouldn't be Peter Parker without kind of wisecracking, and he doesn't realize that Doctor Strange is his actual name, so that little exchange was pretty funny. Followed up with a scene that takes place more in the air, possibly even in space, as we see Spider-Man really displaying his athleticism as he's swinging from wreckage to wreckage. And let me tell you, we cannot wait for April 27th. You could be certain that when it comes out, we're definitely going to see it, and we're going to go ahead and provide a review on this channel. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also ding that bell for future videos. And if there's anything else that you may have noticed during this breakdown or during the trailer that we may have missed, please let us know down in the comments below. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all the other social media we have listed in the video description. Head over to our Discord server to speak to the other rollers, as well as the ReadyComicsRoll Crew about the Infinity Wars trailer, the comics, and just about anything else Marvel. Also follow us on Twitch as we do random live streams throughout the week. And as always, if you'd like to help us grow, head over to our Patreon site and become a patron today.